Namaskar everyone. Today we are with a very new topic of English grammar sentences, and it is the base of English language also, because without having the idea of sentences we can't speak English, we can't write English properly. So before starting sentences, let me tell you what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that express a complete thought. Means a sentence must have a subject and a verb, but it may or may not have an object. So you have to understand that a group of words that express a complete thought. If you are not getting anything out of two few groups of words, means it is not a sentence. A sentence must have a subject and a verb. Means you have to understand what is subject, what is verb, and what is object. Means a sentence must have one subject at least and one verb at least. It may have object or it may not have. For example, you can, this is the formula SVO, subject, verb, and object. This is the sequence also. Subjects means the person who is doing, verb is what is he doing, and object is on what he is doing, like that. Sally is making a doll. Sally is subject here, and verb is making, and object is doll. In case you will write Sally is, in the second sentence you can see here also, Wendy and Kim are fighting. Wendy and Kim are fighting. Here there is no object, so that only then only also it is a sentence. The hedgehog laughed. No object, though it is a sentence. Maggie is reading a book. In case Maggie is reading, that also a sentence, and Maggie is reading a book is also a sentence. So sometimes there may be objects and there may not be object. So you have understand what is subjects, because if you are understanding some meaning out of group of words, means it is a complete sentence. Here you can see here, I am flying a kite. I am flying a kite. We are eating our breakfast. They are washing the dishes. The dentist is examining Susan's teeth. The old couple have no children. Janet screamed. Means Janet is feared. So all these are sentences. Sentences must have subject and verb. It may have object or it may not have. A sentence that makes a statement begins with the capital letters and ends with a period means a sentence must start with a capital letter and ends with a period, means full stop. So now we will learn about the kind of sentences. Generally there are four kind of sentences. One is declarative sentence, which makes a statement. For example, the children are swimming. Simple sentences are there. The children are swimming. The telephone rang. Everyone sat down. Richard is feeding her the hands. For example, the sentences which simply present a statement is called declarative sentence. The next one, an interrogative sentence. It is all about questions marks. WH words, or for example, where are the twins? What is your name? What is Richard doing? Are you going shopping today? Which of our sentence is ends with a question marks are called interrogative sentence. All WH word, how, what, where, whom, which, when, where, all these, it starts with the interrogative sentences. The next part, it is about exclamatory sentences. We have already read about interjection in the previous one. So it expresses strong emotions. The silly girl, how stupid I am, what a lovely weather. You can see here the it ends with a exclamation mark also. And the final one, it was a imperative sentence. It gives an order. Please sit down. Tell me the truth. Speak up. Come back. Means you are ordering someone. That's why these are called imperative sentence. So let's move to few more type of sentences. This one, the imperative sentence, you can see here. Few more examples are there also. Stand everyone. Did your bedroom immediately. Choose a partner. Come back soon. Take a swindge. Open your book at page 25. So all these are called imperative sentences. And imperative sentence have some other way of telling also. Using do or please before an imperative is more polite. If you are using do or please before the imperative sentence, it is making the more polite to the sentence. How? Simply saying sit down is nothing looking good. So you can say do sit down, do check these figures again, please help yourselves to some food, please don't change anything on my computer, please come in. So it is making the sentence more polite. So even you can use the helping verb would to be more polite. Please, would you clear the table? Would you please talk quietly? So, in order to make the sentence more polite, we can use would also. So, here is one exercise for you. Let me check whether you have understand or not. You have to write, you have to say whether the following statements are sentence or not. In case it is sentence, you have to take right mark, and in case it is not a sentence, you have to take wrong mark. So let me start with the first one. Mrs. Chen is a good teacher. It is a sentence. Not well today. It is not sentence. Do the work yourself. It is a sentence. How are you? A sentence. Basic rules of grammar. It is not a sentence. Bread and butter. Not a sentence. Welcome to the National Zoo. Yes, it is a sentence. Brush his teeth. It is a sentence. Toys in the box. No, it is not the sentence. So you have to understand, if you are not getting complete knowledge out of a group of words, means these are not sentences. So now move to the next part, the subject and the object. Let me clear once again what is subject and what is object. The subject of a sentence sometimes does something to someone or something else, means the worker, working persons, and the object, the person or thing that receives the action is called object. Whichever thing or person receives the object on which the action is implied, it is called object. Generally, it is at the end of the sentence. So let's see. Dad is cooking super. We have built a sand castle. Dad is here subject. Is cooking is verb and super is object. We have built a sand castle. We here we is the subject. Have built is obviously verb, and a sand castle is object here. You have to be very much careful about selecting. You can see this table particularly. It has very clearly divide the subject, verb, and object. And this is the main theme of any sentence in English grammar. Susan has bought a painting. Susan is the subject here. Has bought is the verb here. Object is the a painting. Like that, Hannah is reading her book. The twins climbed the hill. James stroked the cat. Mom is holding the baby. Jacob is making kite. They were playing football. I am writing a story. Emma crossed the street. You have forgotten your umbrella. So here you can see in the subject, Susan, Hannah, James, mom, I, you, they all are subjects, and verb obviously containing, it is very much clear, and object on which these things are applied are called objects. So now we will move, two type of objects are there. One is direct objects, another is indirect objects. So let me clear what is direct objects and what is indirect objects. The direct objects receive the action of the verb, and the indirect objects tells to whom or for whom this action is done. For example, you can see here the dad is telling to the son. It is indirect object. And the direct object is the child that bought James a bike. You can see here James and bikes are directly connected. That's why it is the direct object. Here you can see subject, verb, indirect object, and direct object. In this table it is very much clear. The bank lends people, the bank lends people. It's enough. But what the bank lends? Money is the direct object, the direct things. Medicine is making her doll. Making her doll a dress. So a dress is directly linked with the dolls. I am writing grandma. What I am writing? A letter. That's why a letter is here direct object. So like that you can learn many sentences from this table, and you can learn about indirect and direct object. And the most important thing, the indirect object usually in most of the cases comes before the direct object. So now we will have one more exercise. Read the following sentence, then draw a line under the subject and circle around the objects. Yeah, what you have to do, you have to draw a line under the subject and circle around the object. So start this exercise for you, and let me do something for you also. We have to underline the subject, and we have to put a circle around the objects. So let me clear it. Underline the subject. So who is subject here? Anna is the subject here, and a panda is objects here. Anna has drawn a panda. They are playing table tennis. They is the subject here, and table tennis is the objects here. And has drawn, are playing are the verbs. Means verbs generally remains in between subject and object. Little cat is the subject here, and knows the alphabet is the object here. Dad bought a computer. Dad is the subject here, computer is the object here. I am writing a letter. I is the subject here, a letter is the object here. Birds have feather. Birds is subject here, feathers are objects. The workmen are building a house. The workman is the subject, and a house is the object here. Samantha has a pretty doll. Samantha is the subject here, and pretty doll is the object here. So you can continue this exercise like this. So now we will move to the next exercise. Here you can see there are two objects in the each sentence. Draw a line under direct objects and circle the indirect objects. Means two objects are there in this sentence. We have to draw line under the direct objects and circle around the indirect objects. Draw a line. So that gave Dave is the direct objects here. A present is the indirect object. Mom is making the children a meal. Children is the direct object here, and a meal is the indirect object. Mr. Thomas bought the ice cream cones. Bought them. Them is the direct object, and ice cream cones is the indirect object. So we can continue this exercise like this. Now we will move to the another important part of sentences, that is positive and negative sentence. It is very much clear to you that sentences sometimes positives and sometimes negatives. How? A sentence that tells you something is not so is called negative sentence, and it contains a negative word like not, never, no, no one, nobody, none. All these are called negative sentences. So let me start with a few examples. Yes, positive sentence is indicating yes, and negative sentence is indicating no. So positive, Peter is running. It is positive, and negative, he is not walking. We should tell the truth. We should never tell lies. Is negative. Everyone is in the garden. There is no one in the house. It is negative. The fridge is empty. There is nothing in it. It is negative. It is very cloudy. It's it is not sunny. It is negative. I have sold the last newspaper. It's positive. I have no newspaper left. It's negative. Someone has eaten. There are none in the bag. None is used. That's why it is negative. Means if there is one half glass of water, if you are saying there is half glass of water, it is positive. And if you are saying there is half glass of water is empty, means there is no half glass of water is filled, then you are negative. So like that we will move to the question mark. So there are two kinds of questions, yes or no questions, and another one is WH questions. So yes and no questions are very small. You can ask yes or no questions to get yes or no as the answer, and you can use the verbs be, have, to, all this for this purpose to answer these questions. For example, can you swim? You have to reply yes or no. Is it raining? No. Are they coming? No. May I come in? Yes. So all these are called yes no questions. In questions, the helping or auxiliary verbs come before the subjects of the sentence. Means can you, are you, may I, all these type of formats you are using here when be and have are used as ordinary verbs. You can see here the statement Jim is ill today. So if you have to convert this into question, is Jim ill today? You have to change simply Jim and is interchange. Is will come first, the be verb will come first. She has an older brother. Has she an older brother? The cats want to be fat. Do the cats want to be fat? So, like that, you can make sentences, question marks using the be verb at the front. And the WH questions usually includes the verbs be, have, do after the WH word. WH word means what, which, who, whom, how, when, where, and how they are using. Let's see. The be verb is used just after the WH word. You can see here where are. Are is the be verb. Where are you? What is the be verb. What, how did you get up there? Why was the girl crying? Which color do you prefer? Who is she going to invite? Whom is she going to invite? What is your problem? When do the stores open? In the morning. Where shall I put this box? What have you done to my computer? How am I going to finish all this work? What would you like for dinner? So, after every questions you can see, after every WH word, there is one be verb. Are, is, did, was, is, shall, have, am. All these are be verbs. So now we will move to the exercise whether we have made it clear it or not. First one, it is very simple for you. You have to write the short answer to the following questions. Do you know the answer? For example, you can see here, is he tall? Yes, he is. So, for like that, do you know the answer? Yes, I am. Is Sarah at home? No, she is not. Do they know any grammar? Yes, they do. Are all you coming to my house this evening? Yes, we are. Is Mrs. Chen your English teacher? No, she is not. Can you dance? No, I can't. So these are the small answer for these questions. And exercise 2 about filling the blanks with WH words. Dash is your house. So let me do it for you. Dash is your house. Where is your house? Dash wallet is this. Which wallet is this? Dash are you always late? Why are you always late? Wrote this book. Who wrote this book? Who wrote this book? Dash of the two boys is smarter. Which of the two boys is smarter? Dash size do you wear? Which size? Which size do we or what size do you wear? Dash old is he? How old is he? Dash is Jap going to get a haircut? When is Jap going to get a haircut? So it is very much clear for you. Now you can understand that this type of sentences we are using day by day in our English grammar, and it will improve a lot to speak English, to learn English, and even to write English properly. So after this we will move to the important part, one more important part of English grammar, that is punctuation marks, in the next video. So for that time, goodbye to everyone and stay safe, stay home inside during this lockdown period. If you have any doubts or comments, you can put it in the comment box of the YouTube channels. Thank you and have a nice day.